Hi, everybody. It's Alan Fine, and I'm here with Marco Frank. He is the Trade and Partnerships Manager for Visit Flanders, but he's also Vice Chair, European Travel Commission, U.S. and Canadian chapters. We're going to talk about Flanders. We're going to talk about procedural changes in travel, all here on Insider Travel Report. So let's talk about Flanders, and there's different topics I want to talk about. First one, art and history.
Great. Art and history is actually one of the prime reasons why travelers from North America come to our destination.
That's why I asked.
Yes, thanks for asking. So we have a couple of changes that have occurred this year. For example, the Royal Museum of Fine Arts just reopened at the end of September. It's been closed for about 11 years. And it's one of the best fine arts museums in Europe, in maybe even in the world. So it's a great museum to visit, great architecture, great building, great exhibits. And in 24, it will actually also house an Ensor exhibition. So James Ensor, the famous artist from Ostend, will be a big year for us in 24, where we celebrate the artist and his lifelong work.
Anything else?
Yes, there's a whole lot more happening in 24. As you have guessed by now, it's a big art year. There's also the modern art exhibition at Triennale in Bruges. So what is Triennale? It's basically an open-air installation of artworks from very famous modern artists. The good thing is that you can actually experience the art without buying a ticket, because you just walk around the city and you look at all the different art installations.
So that's art and history. Now what about culinary?
Well, in the culinary world, we're excelling. Right now, Belgium has 133 Michelin star rated restaurants, which on a per capita basis is actually one of the highest numbers. Imagine, totally in the world, there's only about 2,860-ish Michelin star rated restaurants. So Belgium has about 4.7% of all global Michelin star rated restaurants. And the beautiful thing is, people always think it's a cost prohibitive experience, but actually it is not. The food is very affordable, it's accessible, local food, farm to table, organic. You can have a Michelin star dinner in one of the restaurants for maybe like $100, $120. So I'm based in New York City, and as we know, New York is very expensive.
Right.
And what do you get for $120 in New York? Not that much.
Well, now get this transition. After you eat at a Michelin star restaurant, you need to work it off maybe bicycling?
Exactly, and that's how we combine the best of both worlds. You know, we eat well, we drink well, and then we just burn off the calories. Actually, as a matter of fact, we've just launched 9 new iconic cycling routes. So total combination is about 2,500 kilometers, and they combine the best of Flanders in different routes. So, for example, we have a route that goes around Brussels, the capital. Then you have a coastal route. You have the Art Cities route. I actually cycled that one last month myself.
Oh, yeah?
So it was great to be out there, cycle from Brussels to Mechelen, Antwerp, Ghent, Bruges, and really experience the art cities by bike in a sustainable way.
Oh, wow.
As you know, everybody talks about sustainability.
Right.
In Flanders is the destination where you can actually live sustainability on your bike.
Right. When we're tired and we're done, at the end of the day, where are we staying? You got some new hotels?
Yeah, we got a bunch of new hotels, and the amazing thing is everybody thought the pandemic would slow down the opening of new hotels. Because why should they open hotels? Because nobody's coming. Actually, the opposite was true. A bunch of new hotels open up all over the destination. Doesn't matter if it's Bruges, if it's Mechelen, if it's Antwerp. For example, in Antwerp, the 2 hotels I want to highlight are the Sapphire House, which is a 5-star premium hotel, and Botanique Sanctuary. And what makes Botanique Sanctuary unique is I basically call it a hotel that focuses on rejuvenation of body, mind, and soul. So you basically eat well. It's like a project with a 3 Michelin star chef. The restaurant there has 2 Michelin stars. There's another restaurant there that has 1 Michelin star. So it really rejuvenates your body, mind, and soul.
So these Michelin stars, we can tick them off of the 133 you mentioned earlier.
Yes, we can. They're included in that, yeah.
If we want to get there, travel advisors, how do they get their clients there? Let's talk about Lyft.
All right, so the easiest way to get there is, of course, by plane. Nobody really takes the boat anymore, although there might be a few isolated cases where people take the ship. The Queen Mary is an option, or a cruise, right? So international cruises are a possibility. But by all means, airline traffic is up, is coming to our destination. The main airport is, of course, Brussels Airport. But the good thing is the proximity to everything else in Europe. So we are less than 2 hours away from Paris, from London, from Amsterdam. So if your airline of choice flies into Amsterdam, flies into London or Paris, just take the train, hop over to Brussels and Belgium, and you're right there.
And you have a new direct flight from Toronto?
Yes, there's a new direct flight that will launch on Air Canada in 23. And we're very happy that Air Canada is launching this flight next year.
All right, so now let's take off this hat, the Flanders hat, and let's put on the Vice Chair European Travel Commission hat, and tell us what procedural things are coming up that we should be aware of.
All right, there's two procedural changes coming up. One is the EES system, which is the electronic entry system. So what basically it means that you as an American visitor will no longer get your passport stamped. Your arrival will be recorded electronically, and that's all there is. So for you as a traveler, there's no change unless you are an avid passport stamp collector. Then sorry, you're not going to get a passport stamp anymore.
Really?
Yes. And then the last change, ETIAS, that stands for the European Travel Information and Authorization System, will go live probably at the end of next year. And what it basically means is that American travelers or non-EU citizen travelers, actually to be more precise, need to just go on a website and fill in a travel authorization form. It's done all electronically. It basically just captures some basic information that the European Union needs for your arrival, similar to what Europeans have to do when they come to the United States.
But for tracking purposes.
It's for tracking purposes, exactly. And more information will be released next year. So the European Travel Commission will be out there making sure that we communicate all that information to the travel trade, both in the US and in Canada, because we really want to make sure that everybody knows about it. It's just a formal process. It's not a hurdle. It just costs a few dollars or a few euro. And they're good to go.
Well, the person that really needs to know is the travel advisor, because you have to know everything. So I'm glad we're covering this now.
Exactly. So the travel advisor, the trusted source for the traveler, we need to train them, we need to inform them, also the tour operator, so they can pass on the information to the actual traveler. But I said more information will come out next year.
We've been interviewing you. They should know about Flanders, but in case they don't, where do they go?
Well, they simply contact me, go to our website, visitflanders.com. We're actually launching a new website, hopefully this Friday. That's at least what our IT department tells me, so we'll see when we wake up tomorrow morning if the new website is live, and my contact detail will be right there. But if you don't want to wait, it's basically marco.frank@visitflanders.com. Keep it simple, first name dot last name @visitflanders.com.
Okay. So we're going out to more than 109,000 travel advisors. What last word of advice do you have for them?
Well, I definitely would like to thank you for all your hard work and effort during the pandemic, not giving up, bringing the people back to Flanders. Right now, the whole destination is recovered 100%, thanks primarily to your efforts. And I really appreciate it, and we look forward to welcoming you to our destination this year, next year, and the years to come.
Marco, thank you for talking to us.
Thanks, Alan. It's been a pleasure.
This is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.